Forrest Gump is not like everyone else. He has a low IQ, wears leg braces, and is constantly bullied as a child. But everything changes the day he meets Jenny, the girl who will shape his life forever. One afternoon, as he's being chased by bullies, Jenny shouts to him to run. And in that moment, something miraculous happens. Forrest breaks free from his leg braces and discovers his natural gift for running. That talent takes him to places he never imagined. But it's just the beginning of a life that will intersect with history in ways no one could have predicted. Forrest's ability to run earns him a football scholarship to college, and from there, he enlists in the U.S. Army, heading straight into the Vietnam War. In the jungles of Vietnam, he meets his best friend, Bubba, who dreams of starting a shrimp business after the war. He also forms an unbreakable bond with Lieutenant Dan, a commanding officer who believes in fate but sees Forrest as nothing more than a simple man. Everything seems to be going well, until an ambush changes everything. Forrest rescues several wounded soldiers, including Lieutenant Dan, but Bubba is killed in the attack. The war leaves Forrest scarred, but it also sets him on a new path. He promises to honor Bubba's dream. But while Forrest moves forward, Jenny's life spirals downward. She drifts through counterculture movements, lost in drugs and bad relationships, always running from her past, from her pain, and most of all, from Forrest. After the war, Forrest's life takes a surprising turn. He becomes a champion ping pong player, meets President Nixon, and unwittingly exposes the Watergate scandal. With his earnings, he fulfills his promise to Bubba and starts a shrimp business. The business becomes wildly successful, making Forrest a millionaire. But he doesn't care about money. Instead, he donates most of his fortune to Bubba's family and spends his days maintaining his shrimp boats. Meanwhile, Jenny reappears in his life. For a brief moment, it seems like they might finally be together. But just as suddenly as she returns, she leaves again, unable to accept the stability and love that Forrest offers. Heartbroken, Forrest does the only thing he knows. He runs. Without explanation, he starts running across America. Day after day, mile after mile, people begin to follow him, seeing him as a symbol of hope and resilience. But Forrest isn't running for anyone. He's just trying to make sense of his feelings. Then, just as suddenly as he started, he stops. His journey is far from over. One day, Jenny reaches out to Forrest, asking him to visit her. He finds her living a quiet life, finally away from the chaos. She introduces him to a little boy, her son. Forrest is stunned when Jenny tells him the true thing: the boy is his. For the first time in his life, Forrest has something he never expected: a family. But the happiness is short-lived. Jenny is sick. A mysterious virus, M, implied to be HIV/AIDS, is slowly taking her life. Forrest does what he's always done. He loves her, without question, without hesitation. They get married, and for a brief moment, he has everything he ever wanted. But time is running out. Jenny's fate is sealed. After Jenny's passing, Forrest is left alone to raise their son. He does everything he can to be a good father, making sure the boy has the love and stability he never had growing up. In the final scene, Forrest sends his son off to school. As the bus drives away, he sits on a bench, watching a single feather float into the air, a symbol of the randomness and beauty of life. Forrest never questioned fate, never asked for anything, and yet he lived a life more extraordinary than anyone could have imagined. And through it all, he remained the same: kind, honest, and endlessly hopeful. A simple man, a remarkable journey.